I know that you're feeling isolated. You're feeling like no one understands you, no one hears you, no one sees you. And regardless of how you're feeling or the negative thoughts that you're thinking right now, you matter. And you are so loved by so many people, and you're loved by this universe. In this video, I'm going to give you my advice on how you can use this feeling of isolation and turn it into your power and turn it into energy that is more productive, that allows you to ascend your energy into a higher frequency. Turn it into the energy that you need to unlock a new version of yourself, to unlock the better version of yourself. Hi, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Nataysia, and here's where I enlighten you on the power of your mind and spirit, help you elevate to a higher consciousness and self-awareness, and empower you to take the necessary steps to become your best self and live your best life. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Isolation does not mean invisibility. You may be someone who just feels alone and isolated. Maybe the people that you love, your family, your friends, haven't been reaching out to you, or you haven't been reaching out to them, and you feel disconnected from a lot of your relationships. Maybe you're on a new journey, a new spiritual journey, and you feel like a lot of people are pulling away because they don't really understand it. And it's very easy when you feel like this to start questioning your relationship, start feeling bad, thinking negative thoughts like, oh, nobody cares about me, nobody loves me, nobody cares about what I got going on. But that is giving so much of your power away. That is putting so much of your energy into a negative way of thinking that does not serve you and is not productive or beneficial to you. I want us to say an affirmation that honestly, I feel like you should say this to yourself every day. I'm going to say it the first time, and then let's say it together the second time so we can amplify that energy. I am the pure embodiment of unconditional love. The love that I nurture within myself radiates and reflects onto others. I am the pure embodiment of unconditional love. The love that I nurture within myself radiates and reflects onto others. And release. Sometimes you have to remind yourself that the love, the attention, the validation that you're seeking outside of yourself really is already within you. And it may be buried away, it may be suppressed, you may not be feeling it, but you can ignite that within you. That internal self-love is really the most important. The relationships outside of you really just reflect what you already have going on internally. There have been plenty of times where I went through periods of feeling like completely isolated from everyone. I felt like no one could really understand me and what I was going through, or no one really cared about what I was going through. And honestly, it put me in this very like self-pity type of energy. And that was something that I had to change very quickly because that's just not a good feeling to feel, especially when it's not true. A lot of times we're thinking these thoughts and we're feeling the emotions, and because we're feeling the emotions, we feel like it's real, it's true. A lot of the times it honestly just comes down to everyone is living their own lives and very consumed in their own lives, and having different schedules, and they're busy, and time just simply slips away. Going back to your relationships are reflecting what's going on within yourself. You have to ask yourself, if you're feeling isolated and you feel like no one is hearing you or seeing you, are you putting that same energy into yourself? Are you asking yourself what it is that you need? Are you taking that time of solitude to really understand yourself, understand what you're feeling in the phase that you're going through right now, from your environment to whatever is going on in your personal life, whether it's, coworkers, family? How are you processing these things? Are you putting that time and attention into yourself, or are you just waiting and expecting for the people around you to check in on you? Are you checking in on yourself? And another thing that you have to ask yourself is, are you nurturing the relationships that you have? Are you reaching out to the people that you love? Are you asking people how they're doing? And if so, and you feel like it's not being reciprocated, that's okay. And that's a very valid way to feel. But also, you have to go back to the fact that your source of love, your source of validation, and all of that comes from within. You cannot give too much love. Love is an abundant, flowing energy that you have access to at all times because you are love. Love is something that you are. It's not something that you give. And a lot of times our ego gets in the way of that, and we feel like, oh, but I'm giving this person this and I'm giving them this so much attention and so much love, and they're not giving it back to me. And you want that validation, you want that reciprocity. But regardless, you can't allow yourself to live in a very condition based type of energy. Your feeling of love and happiness shouldn't be dependent on what someone else is doing. Everybody is consumed with themselves. I know I'm not the only one that does this, but whenever I'm in a group photo and after you take the photo, you're like looking, everybody's looking to see if the picture is okay. Everybody 9 times out of 10 is looking at themselves more. Now they might like take a second to look at the whole picture to make sure, oh, okay, everybody look good, but everyone is more fixated on how they look in the picture. That's literally just human nature. We grow up hearing about how bad it is to be selfish and, oh, you're selfish, you shouldn't be selfish. But that's everyone's by nature. Everyone is selfish to a certain degree. Some people may be more self-centered and more selfish, but for the most part, we are more consumed by what we're living, what we're seeing, how we're feeling, because it matters on a survival level. So whenever you feel like no one is showing up for you in the way that you may feel like you need it, you have to remind yourself that everyone is consumed by themselves, including you, which is why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. You're consumed by how you're feeling lack of love, you're feeling lack of attention, you're feeling lack of validation, and you're wanting energy from someone else. So even in that by nature is selfish, it's self-centered. So now let me tell you why being in a state of isolation is actually a great place to be. It's a necessary place to be. Everyone needs solitude. Everyone needs to be able to self-reflect and have that time and that quietness to themselves. How you perceive that state is what determines how you come out of it and what you get out of it. Now is not the time to think about why or how nobody likes you, how you're not a great person, how maybe this person isn't talking to you for this reason, and trying to pick apart how other people are thinking. That is wasted energy. Instead, when you're going through this phase of isolation, it's time for you to go inward. It's time for you to start paying attention to what it is that you need, what it is that you want, and how you can take those steps, how you can focus on other things that maybe you weren't focused on because you were going out all the time with your friends. It's really about thinking about how you can show up for yourself, how you can be your own best friend. Maybe you need to start reading more. Maybe you need to just change your environment. You need to clean up your space. If you're living in clutter and you're living in filth, that's going to make you depressed. Like there's no way around it. Every time that I feel low energy, I feel bad and I'm having like negative thoughts, a lot of the times once I clean up or once I organize my space, my energy automatically increases and I start feeling better. Another good way to show up for yourself is doing things by yourself, going on a walk, going, on a hike, or being somewhere in nature, or even taking yourself on a date, meaning go out to eat, sit by yourself. A lot of people have a hard time just sitting by themselves in a restaurant. And I get the reasons why, because it's like, okay, you feel like other people are going to be hyper focused on you and why you're sitting alone. But honestly, again, going back to what I said before, nobody cares. People are more consumed by themselves. Someone may notice, be like, I wonder if that person is waiting on someone. But it's not going to take over their entire day. It's not going to be a thought that just like pulses through their mind every day. So why was that person sitting by themselves? Who thinks like that? And that's even if someone notices, which 9 times out of 10, no one is going to really notice that you're sitting by yourself. But doing things for yourself, with yourself, is a good way to just reignite that energy, that loving energy that, you're trying to pull from outside of yourself. You're trying to get other people to pay attention to, but it's already within you. You will be surprised how, when you do those things, when you start focusing more on yourself, when you start focusing on what it is that you want to feel, and making yourself feel that way, then out of nowhere, all of these people start contacting you, or all of these people start reaching out to you and asking you how you're doing. And it goes back to what I said, because the experience that you're having in your relationships is a reflection of what you have going on within yourself. So I hope this video was helpful and you were able to gain some value from it. If so, be sure to like, comment, and share it with someone who needs it. If you would like more advice on self-confidence, self-love, then watch this video. And I hope you all live in love, live in light, and we'll chat on the next one. Bye.